Hey everyone, Mango7 here. How we doing today? Welcome to another Epic 7 video. Today we're going to talk about Kluri, Falconer Kluri to be exact, the specialty change, how to get it, how to build her, where she's used, all sorts of things. I've been trying to fill the gap in my soul that was Tierria, and I've found Kluri to pretty much work everywhere. It's a completely different style of team, but I haven't taken Kluri out of my group since I got her, and my gear on her is utter trash. So we'll get to that in the future. But let's talk about how to get her first. The first thing is her specialty change. I obviously can't show you. It's pretty easy. You just need some arena tokens. You need to level some mega phantasms. Make sure you match the name up. You have to absolutely use the name that matches. Don't use giga phantasm if it says mega phantasm, for example. I can't remember which is which, but the hard part, in quotes, of her is farming the wild plants, and there's, in my opinion, two ways to do it. One way is the fast way, and one way is what I think is the efficient way. So we'll go through both of those. You need 500 plants, and one S2 here is where I farm the majority of mine. And just keep in mind, this is not going to be fast this way. This is not the way to go if you really want to get Kluri done fast, but it has an epic catalyst drop. And one of my main thoughts while playing this game right now is do not farm a stage unless it has epic catalyst drops, because it's just not worth it in the long run when you're really holding out for those catalysts. So this one has 2 plants. Just 2, unfortunately, and it's in World 1. That makes it difficult. Not difficult, but it's a 250 map grind for this. It's really long, but you get a ton of fodder XP. You can do this with 1 carry and 1 friend, so you get 3 people leveling at once. It's really good to level, and you will eventually get Kluri. That said, most people, I would say, should probably maybe just do 4-1-S2 instead. This one gives, I think, 11 plants here. These things count, and I think mushrooms count as well, but the problem is the catalysts suck. I guess these Blessing of Orbuses are okay, and these are okay too, but you can't get an epic catalyst here, so you're basically just inefficiently farming your Kluri. It's up to you which one you do. Honestly, this one is probably just faster, and the odds of you getting an epic catalyst are so low anyway, it doesn't really matter. So that's getting Falconer Kluri out of the way. The other thing is you are going to need a bajillion forest greater, what are they called? Greater life runes. You're going to need an actual bajillion of these. I'm farming Forest Spirit Altar 10. I think 8, 9, or 10 are all viable for this. Personally, I did a lot of 9, a lot of 8, and a lot of 10, and I don't like 8 whatsoever. It's not fun to me. The drops suck when you're getting smalls, and it feels like 10 is just a better version of 9. So my team right now is right here, I believe. Yeah, right here. So I use these 3 in the back. I use a Curious, which you can do now and then recall in like 5 days or something like that. I use Araminta and I use Angelica, and then I just use whatever fodder is here. Honestly, I just usually use a 2-star fodder, but I got lazy and kept not wanting to switch it out, so I'm using General Purgus just as fodder instead. So I can 3-man Forest Spirit Altar 10 with a fodder. Not everybody's going to be able to do that, obviously, so 8 or 9 works just fine. So now that that's out of the way, I think those are the important things we need to farm here. So let's take a look at my Falconer Kluri. Mine is not so good. So if you see the stats on my Kluri, and this is after I fixed her in quotes, she is not going well. I really think you should be focusing speed more than anything else. You should be focusing effectiveness. You should be focusing HP and defense. And there really isn't much else you should really be focusing on. You don't need attack, you don't need crit, you don't need crit damage. Effective resistance is probably better than those offensive stats, to be honest. So I really think the ideal set would be speed hit is my guess right now. But again, don't try to force sets if you don't have good items to back it up. As for skill upgrades, honestly, I think this one is the most important one. Flurry Attack, you can get the 3rd cooldown too to get a 100% chance to provoke. This one, I'm not sure of. Some people say that this helps the team healing. If this helps the team healing, I will absolutely max this, but I don't think it does just by the wording. So if anybody can confirm to me in the comments below, and maybe if you're watching this, somebody's answered in the comments already, and you'll know. If this one helps your healing towards your party, then it's definitely worth it. If it just helps Kluri, I don't think it's worth it at this point. And kind of the same with the first one here. If anything, go towards this 3 combat readiness, but I have so little more Lagora right now, I'd rather use them for more important things, but absolutely you need this -1 turn cooldown on her. As for artifacts, Aureus is just God mode, to be honest. I think it's like the best artifact in the game at this point, and I feel like this is why I'm liking Kluri. Maybe it's not Kluri I'm liking, it's really Aureus I'm liking. So if you don't have Aureus, things get a little worse. Hopefully there's other opportunities you can use, like even something like putting her in the tank spot and giving her a candle so she can spam her Dispel and she can just spam her everything else. Maybe that'll work. Outside of that, find a knight artifact you can use with her and just see what works with your playstyle. So let's take a look at her awakening now. Pretty simple here. I don't have this last one. Honestly, I really want to get this, but I don't even know where to farm Nightmare Mass at this point, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. But the important part when you get Falcon or Kluri is this thing here, and this turns Kluri into an absolute monster. There's different types of units in this game. There's units like Sez, who just do infinite damage, and you can tell Sez is kicking butt, and he's flashy, and you know he's awesome. There's units like Angelica that keep everybody alive, and you can tell she's doing awesome. And then there's units like Falcon or Kluri that doesn't really look like they're doing anything, but they're doing so much. So I would really recommend clearing this whole thing. I think it takes something like 400 Greater Runes to do. That's why I'm farming today. I've got 45 right now left over. And it's just, all of these are amazing. This one here increases just her defense, just really solid upgrade here. The next one, damage dealt proportionate to defensive light step. This one, magic resist. If the caster is at full health, they are granted a barrier. I'm not sure in this one. This one I think we actually don't do because it overlaps other barriers. I really have to double check on this one here. There's Speed Rune, this is the important one. This is the one that heals your whole party for HP right now. This is #1 priority right now. This one gives you 4 speed as well, one of the highest priorities, just getting her base speed up to such insane heights. This increases Dispel chance. What else do we have? 50% chance to increase combat readiness of a random ally. That's also good, especially when you can get it up to that high of chance. And then this one is a 7% chance to violent proc, which is insane, up to 15% here total. And finally, the last one is just 5 speed, which is just so good. Getting 9 speed, I believe. I think it's just 9 speed, yeah. Getting 9 speed in the runes is insane, and it puts her base speed so unbelievably high, which makes Swift Set work even better on her. As for her skills, I guess I should go over that, you know, because not everybody knows her skills. So the first one just increases combat readiness and does damage proportionate to her defense. This might trick you into wanting to fill up on defense instead of anything else, but I really think you should go speed first and get more hits instead of more powerful hits. Her second one heals her at the beginning of each turn. This one kind of sucked, and then the specialty change came, and it's just a passive AoE, which is great. And the other good thing is you can proc your Violent to your 15% chance to go twice and have this go twice as well. This procs on your Violent as well, so that's insane. And this one is really her key. This is her Jack of all trades one. It's defense down, which everybody needs. It's provoke, which is really great, and it is dispelling buffs, which is also insane. So I love this skill. It's just one of those weird ones. It doesn't seem like it's gonna do much, but it really is the cornerstone of my team right now. As for real Kluri builds, I've asked my buddy UV here to show me his Kluri, and this is what his Kluri looks like. A much better built one than mine. We have 195 speed, so he's going 100% for speed, as he should. A lot of health, a lot of defense, and the same Aureus as well. So the reason why you need as much HP and defense as possible on her is not because you want her to tank, it's because you want her to soak the damage with Aureus and not die because of it. So yeah, that's what I would do for Kluri there. That's fantastic. And as for what team she goes into, honestly, she does everything. She tanks, she reduces damage to everybody, she dispels, she defense buffs, she heals, she does literally everything except for damage. So she's not going to be your big damage dealer. The other thing to notice, I haven't actually checked this, so I hope they don't prove me wrong, but she's also fantastic in arena defense. So let's take a look at total rankings here and hope we see some Kluris. There we go. There's one Kluri right here, and there's usually more than that, but these people are pretty stacked. We can see the further we go down, we'll probably see some more Kluris, and these are the top arena people in the actual server right now. So you can see just a good amount of Kluris on defense. She's a fantastic choice right here. Really good for PvP arena defense right now as well. So I'm not sure what else to say about her, to be entirely honest. I would focus again on those stats I said. Don't force a set, but if you're gonna force a set, force speed set and then broken for the other two, just because her base speed is so high. The more base speed, again, the more you get out of your Swift set. As for what content she can use for, I've used her for everything. I've used her for Wyvern right now. She does Wyvern 10 or Wyvern 9 right now, no problem for me. She could honestly do Wyvern 10 if we had a little more damage on the team. She does Golems for me. She does the raid for me. She's killed every single raid boss so far, all 4 except for the Queen, both resets. She has carried me in Abyss, no problem as well. She's just overall been one of my favorite units ever. And again, she fits into my name team, which is Kluri, Flurry, Shuri, Yuna, Tuna, Luna. Yeah, she fits into my name team, which is also fantastic. So I honestly don't know what else to say about her. I'm just, if you're looking for not even a tank, just an overall solid unit you can just toss on any team, it doesn't matter what element you're going against, she's going to be useful. If you're looking for somebody like that, I think Kluri is definitely one of the best bets. I think she's a fantastic choice for a 6-star, both short-term and long-term. If you have Aureus especially. If you don't have Aureus, maybe things get a little sketchy, but hopefully your login bonus gives you Aureus instead. So yeah, that's about all I wanted to say today. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe as always, and I will see you next time. If you want to see her in action, I will have a couple videos up in the next couple days maybe about my raid and Abyss clears, so hopefully you enjoy that. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye!